Eyedropper and Color Sampler Tools. This is the Eyedropper tool, and it enables us to sample or select a color for fore or background from an image, or from anywhere on the work area. This is the function of the Eyedropper tool, and you can access it by hitting the I key as a shortcut. Now select the tool from the toolbar, and let's sample a color by clicking on this image. An important note for you here: as you pick a color from the image, the foreground color has been replaced by the new selected color, and you should see it. Then you can click and drag the cursor so that you're able to view the change in the foreground color. Now you'll move on to the options of this tool. Here you can choose the sample size option, for example, which defines the range from where you need the eyedropper to pick a color. According to the selected options, the eyedropper tool works. When you click on Sample Size, you get its options, and from these you can select any of the others. Then you can select the Sample option, such as Current Layers or All Layers, where it samples according to the selected option. Next up is the Color Sampler tool. This is a hidden tool in the Eyedropper tool, and it helps us to sample a color from a particular area. You can have more than one color sample using this tool. Here you can select the tool and you can make 4 different color samples by a single click over the desired colors. Just click on the different areas of the image for 4 times to define the samples. Now, 4 color samples are created, and the color information of each sample is displayed in this info palette. When you move the cursor to any of the sample, you're able to view its color information in this palette. Please note, you cannot create more than 4 samples, but you can move the sample points. Let's just simply click on the sample and drag it. And as you drag, you can see the change of color information in the info palette. This tool also has similar options to the Eyedropper tool. The clear option will delete the entire color sample being made in the image. Now, try and observe it by selecting the option Yes. It deletes the sample, and if you want to get those samples again in the image, press Ctrl and Z simultaneously on the keyboard. There you go. You've got your samples right back again using this option. Hence, you can pick a color and sample it in an image quite easily using the Eyedropper and Color Sampler tools. Ruler, Note and Count tools. Ruler tool. This tool allows us to position the images or objects precisely with respect to each other. It is one of the hidden tools in the Eyedropper tool. With the help of this tool, you can find the distance between the objects in an image. As you use the tool, it creates a line in the document which is not printable. Now select the tool and draw a line by just clicking on an image, and then drag and drop it into the desired place. Now you should find the measurement line created, and you can view their measurements in the option bar. The X and Y values, the width and height, angle, L1 and L2 are the distance traveled between the 2 objects and its parameters. The Use Measurement Scale option will use the Ruler tool to use a normal measurement tool to calculate the data. Finally, Clear option will remove the line and also its parameters from the option bar. Note tool. This Note tool enables us to give an annotation or description for an image. The time saver is the letter I, and it is a hidden tool in the Eyedropper tool. Now select the tool and simply click on an image or in any document file where you want to add a note. Now you've got the Note panel in which you can enter the description or the annotation. Just type in some text in the box, and you can also move the note icon from the image wherever you need. After typing the text, just click on the icon and drag it to any other place and drop it. In the option bar, you can specify the author name and color. Here, just specify a name, and let's now try to change the color of the note icon in the image. Simply click on this color icon and choose a color from the color picker, and then click OK. Pretty cool, eh? Then Clear All option will clear all the descriptions specified in the image. When you click on the option, a prompt appears whether to delete all the notes. Just click OK to delete or click Cancel. You can click on this Show or Hide icon to hide or unhide the panel. Just click and see the appearance. If you wish to edit the note, just double-click on the note icon and do the required editing. Count tool. With the help of this count tool, you can perform numbering in an image or a document. Now, I guess you might think this tool might require some mathematical calculations, but it does not. Because the numberings are all done by Photoshop, you're just going to use it. Pretty simple, eh? Its shortcut key also the letter I, and it is again hidden in the Eyedropper tool. This is the count tool, and now you select it. When you use the tool, Photoshop will keep track of the numberings. Just click the cursor wherever you need to number an image. And now you see the options of this tool. The total counts which you have made in an image are displayed in the count option. You can rename the count group using this option. Just click on its option and select Rename and specify a name in its dialog box and click OK. You can also click and disable the toggle visibility using this option, where it hides all the numbering in the selected count group. The folder icon option helps us to create any number of new count groups, and you can click on it and name it for the new group. The delete option will delete the selected count group. Clear option will clear the numberings in the selected count group. Color of the count group numbers can be changed by this option. When you click on the color icon, you can choose a color from the color picker and then click OK. Marker size option will increase the spot size where you could find the icons below the numberings. The label size will increase the size of the number. Let's try these options. Now, specify a value in marker size and label size, and then press Enter in the keyboard. Yes, I think you could make out the changes in the particular count group. Important note here, you cannot move the numberings, and you can only create a new one. Thus, you can perform counting as well as positioning and adding notes to objects in Photoshop. Spot healing and healing tools. This is the spot healing brush tool, and it is one of the retouching tools in Photoshop. Very cool to work with it. Its shortcut key is the letter J. This tool instantly removes or hides the imperfections and destructions in an image. It is also similar to healing brush tool, but this tool does not require any sample for corrections. It automatically samples around the retouching area. Here you have a lovely portrait of a girl, but it has a mole in the picture. Let's remove it with the help of this tool. Now select the tool and click and paint on the mole area in the image. Here plays the Photoshop part, which clones similar color pixels and blends them with the repaired area. Whoa! Now you see the mole is gone, replaced by the other portion of the image. Now you have a completely flawless portrait. The options of this tool are, when you click on this small inverted triangle, you get the brush option, where you adjust the diameter and hardness by moving its sliders, and so forth. Then you can change the modes by clicking on and selecting any mode from it. Now you'll learn about these modes in detail in the blending modes. You can also change the type option as proximity match or create texture. Proximity match is the default option when you select the tool. It will take the pixels around the edges of the selection in the image and use it as a patch for the selected area. When you enable Create Texture option, it will use all the pixels in the surrounding area to form a texture. Just click and paint in an area of the image. Now I hope you can make out this texture difference in it. Sample all layers will fetch the color pixels from all visible layers. Now let us use the Healing Brush tool for the image. This Healing Brush tool is a hidden tool in Spot Healing Brush tool. This Healing Brush tool clones a part of the image to correct the imperfections and destructions in an image. It is almost similar to the clone tool, but it works in a softer method. It requires us to make a sample for the tool to make corrections, which matches the tones, brightness, shading, and other parameters that blend the repaired area with other areas in an image. Just select the tool and let us select a sample and try out some corrections. press the Alt key and simultaneously click on any area to define the source for the sample. After creating a sample to heal, start painting over the affected area. As you click and paint, you should see the source sample is covering the affected area. Now the image is more appealing. The options are similar to Spot Healing Brush tool except for a few, and let's take a look at those. The source option can be changed to sampled or patterned. The sampled is the default option and it is used to repair the affected area. Then you can also change the patterns by clicking on it and selecting any one from the options. The aligned option samples the pixels continuously without losing the current sample points, even if you release the cursor. This enables us to paint continuously, in case you stop in between or you need to start once again from the beginning point to continue. You can deselect the option to continue to use the sampled pixels from the initial sampling point. Sample option can be fetched from the current layer, current and below, or all layers. You click on this icon if you need to ignore the adjustment layers while using this tool. If you want to open the clone source palette, then you can click on this icon. Thus, using the Spot Healing and Healing Brush tools, you remove the unwanted part of the image. You can use it more when you're working on touch-ups in a portrait. Patch, Redeye, and Color Replacement tool. This is the Patch tool, and it comes under Retouching Tools. It is a hidden tool in the Spot Healing Brush tool, and its shortcut key is also the letter J. It helps us to repair or remove the unwanted area by using pixels from another area or a pattern. This tool works well with 8 and 16-bit images, and now you have a very good image, but it has a little bit of destruction within it. Let's fix it, shall we? Draw a selection in an area using the lasso tool, where you need to perform the correction. Just select the tool. Okay, now click and move the selection to the fine area, and you can see the unwanted part is hidden by the new selected area. Now you will see the available options of this tool. Using these icons, you can create new, add, subtract, and intersect selections, as you saw these in the marquee and lasso tools. The patch option could be source or destination. Source option lets us repair the area according to the newly selected pixels from another area in an image, and it is the default option of this tool. Destination option will copy the pixels in the selected region and replace them in any area where you want to make a correction, and then click and drag the selection where you want to replace it. Transparent option will make the copied pixels act as transparent pixels. The Use Pattern option lets us use a pattern to repair the destructions in an image. You can also use the Ctrl and D shortcut key to deselect a selection. I think it's a really cool tool, and it's easy to remove the unwanted part of an image using the Patch tool. The Redeye tool, as it suggests, removes the red eye in an image. It also removes other color reflections in images. It again is a hidden tool in the Spot Healing Brush tool. Now, here's an image in which you have some red eyes. Let's remove it and make this image a normal one. You can select the tool, and then the corresponding options are Pupil Size and Darken Amount. Pupil Size defines the area affected by the Redeye tool, and the Darken Amount option will apply the specified amount of darkness to the pupil. Let's change the values by clicking on it and moving the slider of the pupil size. Then the Darken Amount slider. Now apply the tool to the red eye in the image by just clicking on the affected area. You should see the red eye being removed as you click and drag the mouse pointer. Similarly, you can remove the other unwanted colors created by reflections in an image. Color Replacement tool. This tool helps us replace the specific colors in an image. It again is a hidden tool, this one in Brush tool. Just click on it to get to the Color Replacement tool, and its shortcut key is the letter B. Now select the tool and let's change some specific colors in the image. This tool always works with the foreground color swatch, so go and click on it, and then choose a color from the color picker. After choosing the desired color to paint on the image, click on OK. Next, you'll see the options of this tool. When you click on the brush option, you get the brush diameter, hardness, and spacing. Then you can change the color mode for this tool using this mode option. The sampling option can be continuous, which samples the colors continuously. The once option, which will replace the color only in the selected area in which you click first. And finally, the background swatch option, which will replace colors which have only the background color. And you can select the continuous option as sampling. The limits options are discontiguous option, which skips over the color pixels, which it does only with the adjacent pixels. The contiguous option replaces the colors continuous as they appear under the pointer. Find Edges option replaces only the connected areas, which possess the similar colors by preserving the edges, and then now select this option. The tolerance value ranges from 0 to 255. You can click on the option and then move the slider to the left or right. Lower value replaces every similar color as you click. Higher color will replace broader ranges of colors. You can move the slider towards the right to increase the value so that you could cover more range of colors. To have a smoother edge, enable this anti-alias option. Here you can simply click and start painting on the image where it needs correction. As you paint, you'll note the color is getting replaced by a new color. Therefore, you can change the Redeye in photos using the Redeye tool and change a specific color in an image using the Color Replacement tool.